Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to come in here, talk about the happenings from last night from Burns, Oregon, and talk about the death of a great man. LaVoy Finicum was actually a teacher. He was someone that had so much to share and so much knowledge. Now, I didn't know the man personally. I never met him personally. We were friends on Facebook. I actually happened to fall upon one of his videos, the video where it's him and his dog, and his daughter doesn't want to come on the video. And he's talking about his land, and he talks about grazing, and, you know, he teaches us so much in the videos. I was like, wow. You know, so I got really interested in him because I was doing some research for a show on the BLM. Becky and I were going to be doing a show like on the BLM and stuff. And I happened to fall upon his video, and I noticed every time I would watch a video of his from that point on, I learned something. So he seemed like he was a very, very nice gentleman. He had a beautiful wife, beautiful kids, 12 adopted children. He was a foster father for 12 children. Do you know what kind of heart it takes to be the foster dad of one kid, 2 kids, 12 children besides his own kids? He had grandchildren. His birthday was going to be, what, tomorrow? Or today? So now, he gets shot down, gunned down, whatever you want to say, pretty much in cold murder. Cold blood. He was unarmed. Now, there's 2 conflicting stories coming out of the same camp. 2 people that were there. One says that Mr. Finicum tried running down the federal agents, tried running them over, and so on and so forth, and that Ryan Payne was saying, hey, you know, and they got into an altercation. The other one came from a young lady named Victoria that pretty much says word for word that, you know, yes, he tried to take off in his truck and get away from them. He went into a snowbank, and then I guess he got out of the vehicle with his hands up, and everybody in the vehicle had their arms out the window like the feds asked them to do. Mr. Finicum got out and said, I'm not going with you, or I'm not, you know, going to end up getting locked up. If anything, you're going to have to shoot me, and shoot me they did. The feds are reporting that he was shot 3 times. Victoria says that he was shot way more than 3. And I've also heard from both of those people in their stories that, you know, they have on Facebook and audio and stuff, that hundreds of rounds were fired. First of all, to shoot a man and shoot him down in cold blood, and he was unarmed, is completely uncalled for. It's unjustified. I don't care what you tell me and why you say you did it. Okay, if you're trying to run down agents and stuff like that, you know, shooting them in the arm, leg, whatever. But I mean, I doubt very highly that he was trying to kill anybody and trying to run them down. Could have done like you did with Ryan Bundy, put a hole in him, stop him for a second, but to shoot him in the face and in the head, to kill him like that, I don't get it. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. And you know who's going to have to sleep with this? And I hope he loses sleep forever. Sheriff Ward. You could have put a stop to this a long time ago, even though you weren't voted in. So in my eyes, you're not a real sheriff. You were placed in office. You were not voted in office. But you know what? You still got the title of sheriff. We have to recognize you as that. You had a chance to put an end to all of this. You could have dealt with these people by yourself and your deputies and stuff, instead of calling in the big bad wolves and the tough guys on the block to handle your work and your job, because you're too much of a pussy to do it yourself. Coward. I hope you lose sleep forever. And today, during your little press conference, we wanted to do it without, anybody getting hurt and this and that. You killed an older gentleman who was no harm to anybody. If anything, he should have been one of the last people you should have killed there. I could have seen you shooting Buddha or, Ryan Payne or, one of the militia guys, or I'm using the word militia because they use the word militia. But one of the 3%ers, I could see you doing that. Somebody that was armed. But somebody like LaVoy or, Ammon or whatever, I mean, come on. Then I'm going to also tell you that I think that there were agents in that camp. And I think that there was more than one for a long period of time. Probably since they got there. I think that somebody set this whole thing up. They knew exactly where they were going, and they had an ambush sitting there waiting on them. Come around that corner, boom, there they are, waiting on them. Somebody told them. Somebody told them where they were going and set them up. Things that make you go, And I'm going to tell you another thing. Something that smells really, really, really bad. You guys think about this. I could be right, I could be wrong. Pete Santilli went to the FBI headquarters that they had set up to go get permission to get the women and children out of the refuge. So he went to go get them out, went to ask them at the headquarters to get them out. And he was gone for like 15 minutes, kept the cameras rolling. He told them keep the cameras rolling and everything. When he first got there, nobody took a defensive posture. Nobody acted like, oh, hey, there's one of the guys we want to arrest. Hey, this and that. He was talking to them for like 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, it was like, hey, we're going to arrest Pete Santilli. To me, I could be wrong, and I'm not trying to sound like an ass. But to me, it looked like he walked up to them, talked to them for a minute, and said, hey, let's make it look good for the cameras. Arrest me. Take me in custody. Blah, blah, blah. I could be right. I could be wrong. Something to think about. But somebody, and I think it was more than one somebody, was in that camp, and they set those people up. I think that the Bundys were played. I think that the feds felt like they owed them something, and they've been waiting for a long time to figure out how to get them. They just did. So Sheriff Ward, let's see how you sleep at night. Because, sir, this is on your hands. And you know that there's a lot more patriots and 3%ers that are still in the refuge. They've been working there all day today, building, whatever, barriers and, putting holes in the ground and doing all kinds of stuff. And they even took shots at a drone that was flying around. They were shooting at it. They're pissed off up there. And if any more people get killed up there because of this one incident that could have been taken care of by you, it's going to be a bloodbath. Is that what you want? I sure hope that that does not happen. I really hope it doesn't happen. I don't want to see a bloodbath. But there's a lot of patriots up there, and you know what? The patriots are outnumbered. But I guess they're figuring, what the hell? We ain't got nothing else to lose. Bundy's gone. I mean, there's no leadership there now. To my understanding, what I've been hearing is Blaine Cooper is the one heading up the show. I don't know if it's true or not. What I would say should be done is everybody, if you can, try to go home, even though reports are all over the place, and they did it during the news conference, that the feds have roadblocks set up everywhere, and nobody's going anywhere out of there, even if they want to, safely, without giving their information and everything to the feds. They have to give all of their info and get checked out before they can go anywhere. I say the fight should be taken to Washington. I think the fight should have been taken to Washington from day one. I get that, Bundy wanted to help out go help out the Hammonds and, and try to help out the farmers and everything there. But this fight should have been taken to Washington from day one. Stewart Rhodes wanted nothing to do with this. I mean, I can't say that I'm a big fan of Stewart Rhodes, but I mean, he called it right. This is going to be, you're sitting ducks. I pray nothing happens to anybody else and that no more blood gets shed, and I'm hoping that nobody else gets killed. But from the videos, there's a live feed of the guys up there right now, and I mean, they're doing things to protect themselves, and everybody's armed, and they're walking around with their weapons, in there, they're ready to go, and it's quite scary. I pray for you guys up there. Be safe, Godspeed, and my heart goes out to the Finicum family. I'm so sorry to hear about your father, your husband, your grandfather. He's a good man. I enjoyed watching his videos, and every time he spoke, I learned from him. He was the kind of person that when he spoke, he was trying to teach you something. And I'll tell you something, he taught me.